Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to season 2 of Leave Me Alone. I'm working on it.
Hi, friends. I have not been this excited for anything in such a long time. It's like Christmas and summertime and that first snow and that great cup of tea when it's cold outside. It's everything all rolled into one. I'm so excited to be back.
Can I just call something out real quick?
What?
The fact that you're like the first snow. The first snow? Okay, America. Okay, USA. Some of us don't know what snow is. Okay? What is snow?
I'm ignoring you.
Not the first snow.
It's fun. Like, you wake up in the morning and there's, especially as a kid. Wait, you were in the UK as a kid, were you not? What do you mean you don't know snow?
Listen, this joke is about you. Do not turn this around on me. I will not be a part of this.
It made me remember childhood, waking up and it's white everywhere. And then now you must convince my mother to allow you to go play outside because she's like, you're gonna catch a cold. But I'm like, it's so much fun. Let's build a snowman. Let's what is it called? Snow angels. Anyway, so now in my adult life, the first snow has meaning mostly because it's nostalgic. That's
why. Got you. Okay, fine.
That's why I said the first snow.
And
ma'am,
because you live in the USA now. But we'll move on. Moving on.
I'm excited to be back. Nothing Cassandra says or does or bees can put me off of this new excitement. It has been far too long.
It has been a really, really long time. And I think if we look at like the evolution of season 1, like we didn't know what the hell we were doing.
Girl, I still don't know what I'm doing. This morning, I'm like, where do I push? What do I do? What do we do?
What does the camera do? How does it work? Yeah, I was feeling very much the same. Like, I don't know how anything works. But I think if we think about the evolution of like the first season of like Leave Me Alone, I'm working on it. I think we were like figuring out so much, not only about how to start a podcast, but also like what do we want to say and how do we want to say it. And I think that it had such a beautiful journey, and I think that we found such a beautiful rhythm, and we found such a beautiful audience as well. It's so funny. The one of the girls who is religious about our podcast, we love you, she literally stood into my personal DMs the other day and she said, girl, when is season 2 dropping? And
I felt it. Okay.
Yeah, I felt conviction. I was like, oh, it's coming. We're working on it. Leave me alone, we're working on it.
I made a new friend recently and
yay for new friends.
I didn't know she'd been, I know, yay for me making new friends, right? Like, this is a huge thing for me. 10 out of 10. Thank you. I'm very proud of myself. And we went to... I didn't even know she'd been watching the podcast. We hadn't met yet, obviously.
No way, that's so cool.
When I say I made a new friend, I stole Dammy's friend. It is what it is. It's the principle of my marriage. Dammy goes out and makes the friends, I steal them. So yeah, anyway.
Exhibit A.
Exactly. And it works. Why fix it if it's not broken, right?
Let Dammy do the work.
Dammy must do the work and I will reap the rewards. Anyway, so I didn't know she'd been watching it. And so we went out and she was like, when are we getting new episodes? And I was like, you're watching? She was like, yeah, I watched the podcast. And then she said to me, when I was coming here to meet you, I was like, I need to try. I need to put my face on. I need to dress nice because this girl is so fabulous. I'm like, girl, that's a podcast persona. I do not have that kind of energy in my daily life.
But you do. Like, or when you step outside, it's like, okay, girl, welcome.
Yeah, but that's outside.
Yeah, that's
in my house. I kind of do like a bit of a couch potato fashion sense.
I get what you're saying.
Anyway, but yeah, I do. I think Cass and I, this journey has made us really appreciate our audience, the people who listen to us, who comment, who like, who share, who send us DMs, who message us, who recommend things, the people who watch the shows that we talk about on here. Oh, also, I digress.
The Diplomat? Have you watched it? Have you watched it?
Season 2. Can we this season have a new category? what would Kate Weiler do?
I approve. I approve. I approve. I'm in. 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 To this day, yesterday, I was on a plane, and on the plane, I was landing, and I was landing, and I was going into a very intense meeting. And on the plane, all I had playing in my head was the Diplomat soundtrack, because I was like, Cassie, get your head in the zone.
Yeah.
Get your head in the zone. So 10 out of 10, I recommend. Yes. What would Kate Weiler do? Man, Kate Weiler.
I
feel like
actually,
we need a
no,
we need
you
an
go.
episode we need an episode just on the Diplomat. Okay. I
Can I be very honest though?
don't hurt me. Don't hurt my feelings.
Okay, let's move forward. Season 2. Can we have some house rules?
Okay, fine. No. Say what you're gonna say. Say what you're gonna say.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's a beautiful new day. I don't want to hurt you.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it for when we do the episode.
Okay. Hurt me in a future episode, because that's fine. So that I can mentally prepare. Because I really am I'm at that level of like fandom where they can do no wrong.
Like, oh, really?
I will justify it.
I will say one thing though about season 3. And this is not a spoiler. This thing came out eons ago. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Season 3 of The Diplomat. I will say one thing about season 3. Don't shoot me. But I'm starting to become a little bit Team Hal.
No, that's the journey that we've been taken on.
Okay.
We have been. It is by design.
I'm not quite so toxic then. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I do want to unpack it, because I do think that there's still a lot that's deeply problematic about Hell, but there's stuff that's deeply problematic about Kate.
Kate, yes. And that's what has now been revealed in season 3. And you know how I always say that, then people think I'm insane. I say that if you see a couple and they've been married together and it's working somehow it is working, you best believe they've got the same brand of madness. There's no way they're not two completely different person. One person isn't completely crazy and the other person is sane. It wouldn't work. And that's what we're seeing in Kate and Hal. Kate is insane. I cannot say this enough.
I feel like this is the Diplomat episode. Like, we're not here now.
Not quite, but okay.
Okay, so going into what I want to talk about today, okay?
No, wait, hold on. I was going to do housekeeping for season 2.
There's housekeeping?
There's housekeeping. We have housekeeping.
I just want to preface this by saying this was not pre-aligned with me, so I have no idea what she's going to say. And
there's housekeeping.
Let's learn together. Okay, go.
No, it's very simple. The thing is, every time I ask you a question, you have to promise to say the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That's what we're doing in season 2. Hand on your Bible.
I swear.
Do you promise to say the whole truth, nothing but the truth? The second thing is...
Yes.
No, okay. The second thing is to just have as much fun as we did in season 1. Because I know that there were parts of season 1 where we were anxious and unsure if the content would resonate with people or not. But when we first started this journey, we were like, even if nobody watches it, we're having a good time.
We're going to have fun.
I want us to keep that same energy. Have a good time. And we hope that everyone who's listening and joining in has a good time with us and comes to comment and sends us recommendations, sends Cassie conspiracy theories, because I am out of that thing. I got off of TikTok because of all the Epstein Files things. I cannot deal.
Oh my gosh.
Let's not go into it. I cannot.
You have brought up the Epstein Files.
No, I didn't bring it up.
I have so many thoughts.
Oh my God. No, please. Just no.
This is not the episode. This is not the time. This is not the time. But stay tuned, because you've given me my next episode topic. So there you go.
Oh God. Can I be absent from that episode?
No.
Just like
absolutely not. Okay. So today, season 2, episode 1. What I'm where my head is at, and I mean, right now as we film, it's March something, okay? So we're still very much in the beginning of the year. And I have kind of gone into the year with, or like my objective for my brain has been like radical thinking, audacious thinking,
All right.
delusional thinking, okay?
Okay, season
So to
1.
think so like big and broad and out the box that if I were to say these things out loud, people would go, "You're insane."
You are, though. We all
Thank
know
you
this.
so
This
much.
is a very proven fact.
And you know what I say to that is thank you. Thank you. I I appreciate your acknowledgement of my craziness, because if people think I'm crazy, it might be just crazy enough to work. Okay.
Yeah,
So
okay.
today my whole thing is, today's episode, we're calling it the Delulu Diaries, okay? And we're going to go and we're going to talk about Delulu and how Delulu is maybe the Salulu.
Oh my God.
I really
Are we
love saying
rhyming?
that.
New
I
rules,
really love
no
saying that.
rhyming.
No, I reject that one. Delulu may be the Salulu to like everything that you want in life, because, and I want to go through like a couple of stories today of people who were like insanely delusional and it worked.
Okay. Okay.
It absolutely worked. And I do want to preface this by saying that there's delusion that is that is delusional. But the question I would pose is, how do we know the difference? Given the sense that there are people who are so delusional, and I want to ask you, have you not ever done something like delusional, or like do you have a story where you did something or someone in your world did something so delusional and the outcome worked? Do you have something like this?
I mean, I'm sure that I do, but like right now I'm drawing a blank, which is
Okay. I'll tell you mine. I was in university and it was a friend of mine's birthday, and I didn't have a lot of money left over from the pocket money my parents would send me. So I didn't have enough money to get her like a gift. And I was racking my brain. I was going, okay, like what gift am I going to get this person? And so I was like, okay, there's this one celebrity that she absolutely is obsessed with. Like she loves
Okay.
this person. I'm being cryptic on purpose, and I'll tell you why just now. And so what I did is I reached out to this person on every platform that I could. I sent them emails. I sent the manager emails. I sent, like, if someone looked like they once were a photographer for that person, I sent them I sent them an email saying, "This is my friend. My friend loves you or loves this person. And I would love it if you would record a 15-second video just saying happy birthday." Okay.
Girl, you have crossed over from insane to stalker.
Well, delusional. And even as I was sending this, I was like, what am I doing? But I was like, this has to work. Because I gave myself and I gave the universe no other option.
I cannot believe.
So I emailed, I DM'd, I stalked, all of the things. And then I got a reply. I got a reply from this person's manager. And this person's manager was like, "Hey, this message has come to us from so many people." And this celebrity, will call them Michael. Michael like is really nervous about doing this kind of thing, because if he does this kind of thing, it ends up on social media and then everybody's gonna be asking Michael to do this thing. And I responded and I said, firstly, whoa, that I'm talking to you. And then secondly, I said, I promise we won't post it to socials. I guarantee like it will never see the light of day beyond this person. But, and then I went on and on about her and how amazing she is and what this person has meant for her.
Right.
And the next reply was a video, a 1 minute long video from Michael saying happy birthday to my friend.
Because my birthday is April 8th.
And I was like, ah, this is so exciting. But for me, I'm like,
That's insane.
it's insane. And this person, and it's because I made this commitment.
I understand now why
share.
you don't want to say it. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, it makes sense.
It's because I made this commitment not to share. I can't share, but this person is like a big deal. Like, like this is a real celebrity, you know? And it was insane. So my thing is that being Delulu has worked for me in the past.
In the past, she said. Look, the very existence of this podcast required quite a significant amount of Delulu. Because
100%.
we knew nothing about what we were doing. We
100%.
hadn't even fully formed the idea.
100%. 100%.
It works for you regularly. Don't say in the past. Yeah. It works for you.
I mean, I think that's an example of true Delulu. Like, true Delulu.
I cannot
that has worked
believe that you actually. Yeah. I can believe it. It's Cassie J after all. I can 1000% believe this story.
Yeah. And Shame, it was just so nice. Like when she watched the video, she immediately started crying.
Oh, Shame.
Like, what is happening? It was just 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
Love it. Love it.
It was amazing.
Love it.
But here's for me, like in my thinking about delusion and like trusting the universe with this insane audacity and thinking audaciously, because when you start to think audaciously, you also start to act audaciously, right? And I had this insane idea, let me email this guy.
Yeah.
And then I turned that into action. Action became stalking him, which is awkward and weird even to admit, but stalking him, emailing him, stalking him, the people in his world, you know? And also what it also bred was persistence. Because I created a narrative in my mind that there was no other option.
Yeah.
I persisted despite not getting replies or emails or, you know, or responses to many. I just kept going.
Yeah.
I just kept going. And then lastly, and then I don't know where your head is at. I'd be curious to know where your head is at on this whole like manifestation thing, you know, opportunity magnetism, like that kind of thing. I wondered if that if it does create like, you know, you attract what you believe to be true.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think this is why delusion works. Action, persistence, opportunity magnetism. This is my tutorial on how to be outrageous and delusional.
Okay. I mean, you could write a book on this. As you talked about this, I just remembered this one instant. Now, I don't
tell me.
It does not rise to your level of Delulu at all. But many, many years ago, there was this startup company that I just liked. I liked the concept of the business. I liked how their content. I liked everything about the company, and I wanted to work there. I was like fresh out of uni, but they had no roles. There were no roles. I had looked and refreshed and checked back every other day and there was nothing. And so one day I was like, do you know what? I want to work here. So I sat down on their website and I kind of appraised their website and looked at their services, and then looked through and decided that these are the things that are missing. And so I wrote an email to the CEO to be like, great website, great product, but
my gosh,
you are missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things.
Oh my gosh.
And this is something
everything about this.
This is something I could do for you. These are my skills. This is why I think I'd be a great fit, because you don't have this and I can bring you this. You're missing that. I can create this. And so I wrote this email and I just sent it. I was like, they'll probably never read it. Or if they do, they'll probably be offended because I'm basically saying, yeah, you're a great creative or whatever, but you didn't do the job well enough. I don't know. So I sent it and I kind of hoped, but I kind of also moved on. And I got an email back, like maybe 3 days later or something, from the owner. And he was like, can we get on a call? And so we got on a call. things went well. They created a role for me after that call, and I
Why
went
do
to
you
work
think
there.
that this? Why do you think that this doesn't compare? I would argue that this is better. Truly,
Well,
I would argue that this is better. That's what I'm saying. It's that level of like, I'm just gonna shoot my motherfucking shot. Like,
don't think you can say that, but okay.
no, but that's exactly what you did. You were like, hey, love this company. Here's the thing. You also went in to go, this is what you're doing wrong.
Which is why I was like, I'm never getting this job. You cannot,
that's
like, I'm supposed to be kissing ass. You know what I mean? I'm supposed
exactly
to. But then I go in with the
10
this
out
is
of
what you're
10.
doing wrong energy. And so
10 out of
I'm
10.
just like,
10
but it
out of
worked. It
10.
worked. So you're
But it
right. It
worked.
worked.
And they created a role and you got to work at this company that you
I did
envisioned.
get to work there.
But
Yeah.
but let's go through the three in the framework.
What is
Right?
it?
Action.
Yes. Okay.
Oh wait, I
I
made it
saw
up.
a role.
Action, persistence. I made it up
And
and now I'm forgetting.
opportunity, you said?
Opportunity magnetism.
That one.
Yeah, opportunity magnetism. Action, persistence, opportunity magnetism.
I guess you're right. Yeah, because if you want something, the only way to get it is to go after it.
Is to go after it. But like, it's almost like the Delulu energy is about going after it no matter what. Because there's going to be people, like, let's use your example, right? If you had said to someone, like a friend, oh, well, I'm thinking about doing this, your friend might have said to you, oh, la la, that sounds a little bit risky, maybe be a little bit nicer. Do you know what I mean? You never know what advice you're going to get that's going to stop you or
Yeah,
hinder you
yeah.
from moving forward. So part of the Delulu energy is going, I believe in this thing. I believe in this thing so hard. I'm going to go after it with everything that I have. I'm also going to already believe that it is mine. And no matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody does, I'm going for it. Right?
Yeah. I think part
So
of the Delulu energy is also actually coming to terms with is telling yourself that you've got nothing to lose. Because
exactly.
once you have nothing, if you've got nothing to lose, it gives you this kind of freedom. Like it
Freedom.
it just frees you from all constraints. What will people think? What will
Yeah.
people say? What
Yeah.
if I fall flat on my face? What if it fails? What if I lose
Yeah.
money? What if I lose my
Yeah.
home? Like you've got once you decide I've got nothing to lose, then you don't even
Yeah.
care. You're just like going. It's
It
a
doesn't
one
matter.
track mind. You're like
It doesn't
at
matter.
this point it is do it or bust, right? There's no turning back because I really have, nothing to
Nothing to
lose.
lose. And I mean, and I think in both of our examples, like what's the worst that could have happened? You never got a reply, or someone emailed you
Yeah.
and said thanks but no thanks. Or on my side, no one ever got back to me, which was very possible. Like
Yeah.
and would that have been so bad? I mean, I would have had to make another
No.
plan for a birthday present, but like okay. Like we'll
Yeah, and I
figure
would
it
have
out.
just stayed at the job I was at, or applied someplace else or whatever. But you shoot your shot, and if you get it, you get it. See,
you get it,
same
you get
thing. Shoot your shot in relationships.
Well, oh la la. Okay, we're going to talk about relationships a lot this season, I think. Okay, so
We
it's
are.
so
We are
funny.
gonna talk about new mom things this season. Y'all are gonna be sick of me. It's coming. It's coming.
I feel like your mom journey has been really eye-opening for me. Like Ore will call me and be like, "So this happened to my body today," and I'm like, Cool. That's good.
It has been a
So looking
journey.
forward to that, right? So
Mm.
yeah, so interesting. But I'm sure we'll discuss. So it's so funny that you say that this is your story, because the first story of someone, so I went on Reddit and trolled for like Delulu stories that worked out.
Yeah.
Firstly, as I was looking for Delulu stories that worked out, there were so many conversations on Reddit about like shutting this Delulu energy down. And as a millennial, I feel awful going after my fellow millennials, but like the millennials were hating on the Gen Zs, going, the Gen Zs are like so full of this Delulu energy. Why do they think Delulu is a good thing? That was one of the Reddit titles. Why does Gen Z feel like Delulu is a compliment? And I was like, oh, millennials, we gotta we got to rein it in, okay? Because the Delulu is working. The Gen Zs are the happiest
Yeah.
people in the world right now, right? Or the most
Are
satisfied,
they?
I should say the most satisfied in themselves,
Mm.
right? At the
And
moment.
that in itself is a level of Delulu.
There you go.
Just
There you
that
go.
in itself. But I mean, if it's working for you, it's working.
So the story is actually very similar to what you have said, but this woman, her name is Mona. Well, I don't know if that's her real name, but this is what's on Reddit. Her name is Mona, and she worked in marketing, and worked in marketing for a couple of years, and really wanted to collaborate with this really big global brand. Okay,
Mhm.
and so but she wanted to start her own thing as well. So she quit her job and had this vision of starting a company. She was trolling on LinkedIn one day and saw that the company was hosting like a influencer style conference workshop
Okay.
thing in a city that was close to her. And so what she did actually is like it is unhinged. Okay, it is unhinged what she did. She printed a fake looking badge for the conference. She wasn't
Hectic.
invited, right? And
Okay.
with the company logo on it and like all the rest of that, and she just walked into the walked into the conference venue where the workshop was happening. She grabbed a coffee, she just sat down at a table like she belonged there. She just sat down. And no one questioned it. No, she was welcomed into the room. She's seated at the table.
Hectic.
She
Okay.
joins the session, is listening in, is connecting, is all of those things. And then during the breakout session, she started to contribute ideas. She said she raised her hand and she was like, "What if we did this?" And then one of them was such a good idea that the team asked which like what her like what her handle was, like so that they could, connect with her and
Yeah.
stuff. And she just calmly said, "Sorry, no, I'm not an influencer, but I do run an external marketing agency, and I'd love to connect with you on a couple of other ideas that I have." She didn't have this agency. The agency wasn't set up. She didn't have a business card. She didn't have anything. But she was just like, "This is what I have. I'd love to set up a meeting with you." By the end of the day, she had a
She had
meeting
all of
for
those
the next
things.
week. No,
Oh,
she had a meeting for the next week with this global brand agency this global brand that she wanted to work with, and she got the contract. She booked it.
hectic. Okay. I
Oh,
want
and
to.
sorry, I forgot. Last thing she said is her company. So she said that this was 2 years ago, and her company now is about to make its first $1 million.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Delusional. Like it is the
Mm-hmm.
audacity to arrive in a space like you already belong, like you already like. Yeah. Look, I feel like
I
sometimes I'm an
wanna rein
audacious
it
person.
in
I
a
don't know that I
bit,
could do that.
Cass,
Tell me.
because there are levels to this thing, right?
I
And
agree.
the same kind of Delulu energy you channel into getting a contract like that, or getting a job, or getting your friend's favorite celebrity to make a video for them. It's kind of the same energy you would channel into stalking your favorite celebrity and showing up at their home unannounced and stripping down
Hectic.
and making yourself comfortable in their bed.
Hectic. I don't know if
I'm
you saw
just
that
saying.
reel of that guy who like Kiki Palmer was on that stage and doing like a press thing, and it was open to the public, and he just walked up and proposed marriage to her.
Oh, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It's the
Okay,
same energy.
I'm
You
really,
could
I'm
use
really,
it.
I'm really glad you brought this up, because I do think that there's an important part of us going, what is good Delulu energy and what is bad Delulu energy, and where's the line? And I will be the first person to say that I don't know.
You can't
I don't
know.
know.
You
I don't
blur
know
the
where it
line on a
is.
daily basis. I'm kidding.
I don't know where it is.
Um,
Oh, wait, that was about me. I blew the line. What?
yeah.
Didn't even get the joke. Okay, well, feedback is a
No.
gift. We love to say.
I'm
Um,
kidding.
but like, where's the line? Where's the line? Because there's a part of me that's going, and I'm gonna tell you another story now about that's very similar to you, this example that you've used about stalking your favorite celebrity and showing up, finding out where they live and showing up at their house, which is really, really not okay. But
Yeah.
it made someone $1 billion. So do you want me to go into that story? Do you want to
Yeah, go into
outline?
the story first and then we can chat. Yeah.
Okay, wait, let me find it because I've got so many stories here.
Of course, you've got so many. As a people, I think we're all just a little bit cooked. As a race, as in the human race, we're all just. Because here's
Ah,
my
here it is.
thing. Did you find it? Okay.
Yeah, I found it.
Read the story first.
Okay, so this person, okay, because I'm going to say the name and you probably will know who it is. So I won't say who it is. But this is
Mm-hmm.
now a multi-billion dollar business, self-made woman. Okay. So she, in the late 1990s, was a saleswoman, a door-to-door saleswoman. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she was selling fax machines.
Mm-hmm.
Selling fax machines. And that's for our Gen Z listeners, a fax machine.
Girl, I'm not Gen Z and I have never used a fax machine. Have
Okay,
you ever used one?
I have used one,
I've never
but
used
like
one.
a handful of times in my life. But
I don't even
a
know how
fax
that thing
machine,
works.
a fax machine. I don't. The best way to describe what a fax machine is, I can't believe we're doing this, but the best way to describe what a fax machine is when someone, it's like someone sends you an email to your phone, but the phone prints it out on paper. It's like it's like what a telegram was in the olden days, but I think no, maybe I don't know what a telegram is. Wait,
I'm like, wait, we're talking about telegrams now? How far
because a
back into our
telegram
history do you want to go?
communications has evolved. It's amazing, but like basically a fax is like, it's like someone sends you, literally, I don't know how else to describe it. Someone sends you an email, but they send it to an old school, like a physical phone, and that phone would print out the message. So you could fax something through. So I could fax you an invoice. So I could fax you a thing. So if I, like, let's say we were in a business or whatever, and I wanted to send you an invoice, I would scan it through the fax machine, and then it would arrive to you on that side.
Right. Okay. I mean, I've seen it in movies, but that's it.
Yeah.
I've
Anyway,
never any okay.
but yes, right. So that's so she was selling door to door salesman for fax machines, and she found that as she was running, she would obviously be dressed in her suit and in all the rest of that, so that she looks professional, but like her shoes and her stockings, like her feet would keep slipping, and she was uncomfortable. And then if the weather was horrible, like her stockings would get wet or whatever it is, and she really was just like, this is not it. So basically, what she did is she took her stockings and she cut the feet part of her stockings off and
Mm-hmm.
just wore her stockings as stockings, and then put like socks and shoes on over that. Okay. And
Okay.
she was like, surely I cannot be the only woman in the world who feels like this. Like, surely it's not only me. And so she
Mm.
came up with like a little bit of a design. No fashion experience, no textile experience, nothing like this. She
Mm-hmm.
cold called a lot of manufacturers. She cold called a lot of different people. All of them completely shut her down and were like, nope, sorry, this is not, no one would want to buy this. And she so she cold called, emailed companies until she finally managed to get in touch with someone. And this person that she got in touch with was one of the biggest luxury retailers in the US, and the
Mm.
buyer was initially not interested. Was just like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what? No, this isn't it. On the call, the buyer mentioned where she was gonna be later. She was like, I can't talk about this anymore. I have to go to this thing, whatever. She found out what the thing was, where the thing was happening, and found this woman in the bathroom. And in the bathroom, accosted this woman, and she literally just pulled up her pants and showed her what the
You're
what the product looked
strong
like.
stalker vibes, but
Right?
okay.
Explain the concept, all of the things, and the buyer agreed. was fully in.
What's this business? What's this company
The
now?
brand, Spanx.
I thought so. I thought it was Spanx. I was like, this sounds like what could be like an origin story for Spanx.
Spanx.
Okay.
Right? Spanx. So Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx, and she later became the youngest self-made female billionaire. And her delusion was believing that a luxury retailer would take a chance on an unknown woman with no fashion background and no company.
Yeah, but see, the difference here is fine. It is stalker vibes much, but she stalked her to a
hardcore.
public place.
No,
right?
okay,
to
so
pitch
fair.
a business idea. There's a
Fair.
difference between
Okay.
that and you stalk your favorite celebrity to their home and then you wait and hide in the bushes till they leave home and then you get
Yes.
inside, strip down, get in their bed. And this is an actual thing that has happened.
Oh my
yes.
gosh. Oh
and
my
then
gosh.
they arrive home at night
Oh
and
my
you are
gosh.
there ready to serve tea like Violet Bridgerton. Please tell me you've seen Bridgerton season 4.
Please, I cannot. Don't spoil it for me. I have not watched
You
season
have
4.
not? Okay.
I have been going through it. TV has been very on my list.
You did say.
I need to catch up on Bridgerton.
You need to. Yes, I agree. It is something to do because there is tea being served on Bridgerton.
Well,
I'm here for it anyway. But you understand what I'm saying, right? Like it could really go left real quick.
Go super left.
Yeah.
Look, I think that there are Delulus that are insane. Like for me, if my Delulu is I will be Jason Momoa's next wife, right? Like that is going to require me to stalk him to the point where I follow him home.
But people are doing it. Like there's people who want to be a certain person's baby mama and they're doing it.
That's for me, I'm saying that's the example of that's bad Delulu energy.
But who are we to sit and decide what's good and what's bad? Because
this is why I said I don't know. I don't know.
Is it something that you want? Yes. Are you gonna work for it? Yes. Are you gonna put action? What's that thing you said? Action.
And something. Persistence. Opportunity magnetism.
There you go. Nobody more actionable, persistent, and finding an opportunity magnet than someone who wants to be the next wife or girlfriend of a billionaire. That is motivation to the nth. So I don't know, friend.
The more you're talking, the more I'm like, I feel like this episode needs a disclaimer. Like we're not encouraging you to go and stalk people to be baby mamas or wives or husbands or whatever the hell. But I mean, what if
we're not? Because what if you do stalk the person and it works out and you're happy and you guys get married and 15 years later you've got 3.5 children and it's all great. You see,
I don't know.
Let me tell you how you the only way to define whether or not Delulu is good or bad is after the fact. Only until after the thing has happened can you tell.
It's a bit late.
Exactly my point. There is no way to tell up front because if you are because for you, for instance, right? Yeah. You sent everybody and their grandma a message. You emailed you stalked people. You I
really did.
For lack of a better word, you hounded people. It was for a good cause.
I don't want to lie. I really did. What you are describing is accurate. What if you had been
slammed with what's it called now? A harassment suit
or cease and desist.
There you go. What if they had Sheldon Coopered you and be like, this person is everywhere? Put you on a blacklist. Like it could have gone really left.
Is that if they had slapped me with a cease and desist, I would have ceased and desisted.
I understand, but in that scenario, when we're retelling this story, we would not be placing that particular Delulu in the good category. Because now this is a criminal action against you, right? So you have gone from well-intentioned, meaningful friend into, I've got a legal case now.
I hear you.
That's what I'm saying, until after the fact. So the Delulu is only good if it succeeds.
Not always.
And what do you mean?
You can have good Delulu even if it doesn't succeed.
But what I'm saying is, if it doesn't succeed,
we'll
it is
only
almost
know it's bad if it doesn't succeed.
Yes, we'll only know
Oh
it's bad
no,
if it
I don't
doesn't
know.
succeed.
Or if it goes really left. I hear what you're saying.
Or if you
I
get
think that
arrested.
I think
I don't
if you if you get arrested, if you find yourself waking up for a court date, we've gone too far. But like like I think
Have we? Have we though? Have we? Because you
I
could
don't
win.
know.
You could win in court.
Oh
And you
no.
could also be awarded
Oh or
many, many millions of dollars.
bloody hell.
There is no line, friend. There's no line.
I want to
So
see if there's one
go
more
out
story
into
we
the
should tell.
world and do as you will, but be prepared that the Delulu can put you in
Oh,
trouble.
this one is also a little bit wild. Like it's wild. So this one is very reminiscent of, like women who sometimes will book a wedding venue
Yeah,
before
like a
even having
year
a
out
person,
because
right?
it's always
Because
fully
they're
booked.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. Or
Yeah.
people who go and buy wedding dresses. Like women do that. There's
Yeah.
women who will go
Yeah.
and buy a wedding dress, but they're
I'm okay with
single.
that.
Okay. I mean, because it's delusional, but go
Okay,
for
here.
it.
Yes, but it's a delusion that's not hurting anybody and that has no potential to hurt anybody.
I agree. I fully agree with you. I still don't think we've adequately answered where the line is. But anyway, and I
There
don't think
is
that
no
we will.
line.
I don't know how to either. I really don't. So this woman, she decided that she wanted to become a motivational speaker. Okay, it was her dream to become a motivational speaker. This is also a Reddit story. And at the time, she was absolutely, completely unknown. No one who knew who she was. She didn't have an audience. She didn't have a following. She had no credibility, but she knew she wanted to inspire people. She knew she wanted to motivate, and she knew that she could, right? She knew that that this is something that she'd been, kind of like a skill that she'd been affirmed in her life. Okay. So instead of waiting to be invited to speak somewhere, she called an event venue and said, "Hi, I'm confirming the dates for my upcoming speaking tour." The venue assumed someone else had booked her, so they asked what date she wanted, and she booked the venue months in advance. Okay. And she was like, by this date, I will be a motivational speaker and I will host it at this space. And the space, she says, had 5,000 seats. 5,000
Hectic. Okay.
5,000 people. And only after that, she says she immediately started to panic. She was like, she's like, what have I done? So she panic. She completely started to panic and realized she now needed to find an audience. So she started, calling community groups, calling churches, and different organizations, telling them, hey guys, I'm going on tour and would love to invite your community to the event. This is what I'm doing. She created paperwork, she created literature, she sent that out. And then by the end of it, her venue was half full. So she didn't get to the full 5,000, but she got to 2,500 people. 2,500 people showed up to listen to her speak that day.
And the event happened, right?
The event happened.
I have many questions as someone who has dabbled in events. Who paid for this thing?
I'm assuming she paid for it, right? Like,
okay, you see,
like she invested in herself. She was like, by this date, many months in advance, she's like, by this date, I will be a motivational speaker. And she spoke to 2,500 people.
I'm aligned. 2,500
Which is crazy.
people came. They don't know you, never heard of you, and you booked a venue. No, this is the kind of Delulu that works. And look, I know that I have been leaning on the side of, Delulu going wrong, but I think one could argue that anyone who's been successful at anything in life has had to wield a certain amount of Delulu for it to happen.
1,000%.
Every creator, every inventor, every musician, every actor, every single person that that has succeeded has had to be completely and utterly insane to make it work. Because especially when you're making something out of thin air like this woman did, it doesn't exist. You are not a motivational speaker. You do not have an audience. You are creating things out of nothing.
Completely out of nothing.
You have to be insane to think that it would work, to push through. Yeah. So I'm not saying that it's not right. I'm just saying that as you go out there practicing your I'm gonna be a Billy Delulu, just be careful because it could lead you into other things, and you need to be prepared for that. That's all I'm saying. Like, it could get you in trouble. You might get bankrupt. You
I
might
mean,
end up
look,
in
yeah,
jail.
yeah,
All sorts of things. But if the dream is worth pursuing, and
why the hell
if your
not?
Delulu is not harming or hurting anyone else, why the hell not? Go for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the key thing, my key takeaway from like the woman that we've talked about, and like I said, I found a lot of stories like this. But one of the key things I took away from this is like none of these women waited for permission. They
Mm.
just they stepped into a future version of themselves. They basically started acting today like the person they wanted to be
Yeah.
in 5-6 months time,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then the universe was like, oh, okay, we'll catch up then, like we'll I guess we'll make that happen for you. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
again, action, persistence, opportunity, magnetism, right?
Yeah.
Like,
But they did the work.
they
So,
did
yeah, they did the
they
work. They
did
might have been
they did
delusional, but they put in
They
the
put
work.
in the energy, they put in the
Yeah.
effort, they take it,
And
and
put
that's what
in
I'm
the
saying.
money as well.
Action,
Yeah.
persistence,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then the
Okay.
opportunity magnetism came through. So yes, yeah, I don't know. The Delulu Diaries. I would love to hear from anyone who wants to share what their delusional things that they have done, and it can be anything. I mean, maybe you applied for the job and you've got 2 years of experience, and it asked you for 10 years of experience, and you were like, fuck it, I'm gonna apply. Whatever it is, like, tell us your stories. And I want to encourage you to be delusional. I say this, I'm nervous to say it because I don't want anyone to get into trouble. I'm really nervous about that. But at the same time, I'm like, be delusional for yourself, be audacious for yourself, and think about this lovely framework that I literally made up today. Action, persistence, and opportunity magnetism. And then who knows?
And Cassandra is ready for her own motivational speaking tour. You can book her.
Hectic. Hey, thanks for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe anywhere and everywhere you find your podcasts. Also, you can watch and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Okay, love you, bye.